called it their Walk of Hope. 500 miles from Stirling to Norwich to highlight a change in the way we approach the subject of suicide and call for more to be done to stop young people taking their own lives. The need was as ever clear, with those that turned out to support them sharing their own stories of loss.
In the North East, we've got a real problem with young people taking their lives, and really anything to raise awareness and talk more about mental health is really important.
Because they've got such a special voice and and they've got the ear of politicians. I just think really giving them that validation that there's a whole community behind them.
We came across each other by chance, by tragic chance, but we're amazing support for each other.
Well, there's a will, there's a way.
So unfortunate that we have to go through such suffering to see what's needed out there for making sure other people aren't in our situation.
The three dads, Andy, Mike and Tim, set out 25 days ago, walking almost a marathon every day, past well-known landmarks, with young people turning out in number along the way.
There's lots of mental health ambassadors who've had special training, so if you need help you can easily have access to it.
I think it's quite good because it brings awareness to how suicide affects people and things.
It's quite inspirational to hear the kids speak, and the kids aren't fazed by it. They know why they should be taught about these things and how to make themselves safe.
Morning.
Morning.
Good morning. How are you? Lovely day. Cheers.
In Durham, in front of the cathedral, the leader of the opposition met the dads and listened to why they want suicide prevention to be a compulsory topic in schools.
So our question is, why aren't we talking to them about it? So that's all we're asking.
We have to talk about it. This idea that if you don't talk about it, somehow better is just out of date now. I've got a 15-year-old boy, I've got a 13-year-old girl, and if anything happened to one of them, I'm not sure I would have the courage to do what these dads are doing.
They are pushing for suicide prevention to be put on the curriculum, something every child should be taught about. Do you think that's something that, if you do form a government, you might be able to offer them?
I do think this is important. We said that if we come into government, we'll have a curriculum review, because I want to look at the curriculum more broadly. I don't want to preempt the outcome of that, but I'm absolutely determined that well-being will be central to that, and therefore suicide prevention needs to be part of what our children are talking about and being taught at school.
On some days, they walked with a handful of people who wanted to share their stories. On others, large crowds of supporters. They've also stumbled into weddings, made friends with farm animals.
Mike's got a new friend. Yeah, he keeps shoving me though.
And had very special fly pasts. There've also been four-legged companions like OK9 Alfie. He helps firefighters at Norfolk Fire and Rescue Service, which has lost some staff members to suicide. Today, the three dads' third walk finally comes to an end, but it's clear that the impact they're having goes on.
Three dads walking on.
Well, the dads have been raising money, more than £1 million, for the suicide prevention charity Papyrus, and some of the charity peeps are here getting ready for their arrival. You've been walking along the way with them as well, haven't you, Hazel? Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Just tell me what a difference the dads have made to Papyrus over their 4 years of campaigning, really.
Absolutely. Our profile has raised immeasurably since they've got involved with us. They know how to talk about suicide. They're very engaging. People really relate to what they say and what they've been through and their message. And I can't thank them enough for getting the word out there and spreading the word and helping us prevent young suicide.
Look, it's all about change, this walk. They've wanted to say, look, things are changing, the landscape is changing, but they've made a big difference to you as well. Tell us what those differences are.
Well, since they started supporting us, we've been able to take our helpline, Hopeline, to a 24/7 service, which is just amazing. So we're there 24 hours a day, all over the UK, for young people who are in distress or at risk of suicide, but also for all those people who look after them, mums, dads, nurses, teachers, doctors. They can ring us at any time of the day or night, and there will be somebody on the end of the phone who is trained, professional person who'll be able to help them.
We talk about change, but what has been striking on this walk, whenever we've seen them, and I'm sure whenever you've seen them, still the volume of parents, families who have been touched by suicide. Does it ever surprise you?
No, I don't think it does ever surprise me. It's terribly humbling, and it's also very motivating working in the sector. Even this year, this is their third walk, looking at their Just Giving page, which you can get to from their website. There's comments on there from people who are only hearing about them for the first time, hearing about us for the first time, and who are telling their story for the first time and feeling unable to share their experiences with us. And I do think that is very cathartic, and I do know that the dads enjoy hearing those stories, and I know it motivates them to go on and do more.
And they've needed motivating. It's been hard, hasn't it?
It's very hard.
Thank you very much, Hazel. Crack on with your preparations. We're going to wander on over here now. Yesterday, I think you saw in the tape there that there was an OK9 dog walking with them, and we've got our very special little chap here, Alfie, with handler Karen. Essentially, we know that you walked yesterday because Tim's local to the area, and he's done a lot of work with you guys, because there have been a number of suicides, haven't there, within the fire and rescue service here. Just tell us a little bit about why you decided to turn out for Tim yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. Tim's has been a friend of the service for a long time, and we wanted to support him. It was a real privilege to walk with him. The work they've been doing in Three Dads really struck a chord with us in Norfolk Fire and Rescue. Our work is around prevention and saving life ultimately, and that's what both Papyrus and Three Dads Walking is all about. So really pleased to be able to support them yesterday, and some of our teams have been supporting them all this week.
Little Alfie there. Come on, Alfie, let's have a little look at you. Tell us a little bit about the role of Alfie then, Karen, if you would.
So we have within service OK9 Wellbeing Trauma Support Dogs, and we take them into service when they're needed to support crews. So it might be they've had a particularly difficult incident. Obviously our crews are used to dealing with trauma all the time, but it doesn't make it any easier. So their wellbeing is a top priority for us. So we find that if we take the dog in to speak to them, it helps to open up those conversations around how they're feeling, their own mental health, relax a little bit. Everyone likes a dog cuddle, gives a good release of oxytocin as well, so everyone enjoys the visits. And we've got all these dogs in service now who can support us in helping with mental health. It's one of the many things we're doing to support our staff at the moment.
There were so many people out yesterday. You're local to the area. Are you surprised about the welcome that they've had here?
Yes, I think Norfolk came out, and we even got the sun coming out just as they crossed the border into Norfolk. So the last few days, it's been really good to see the people of Norfolk turn out, and I hope everyone's turning out this morning to welcome them into the city.
Brilliant, lovely. Thank you so much to you, Karen, and to Alfie. I've got to get a stroke there. Look, we've seen a little video in the last few minutes showing the number of people that are with the dads as they walk these final few steps into Norwich City Centre, and they will be here just before 10 o'clock. Back to you guys.
Look forward to it. We'll see you then with Alfie, hopefully, as well. Looking very cute this morning.
Always need a dog in the morning. Dog or two always makes you smile.
Cheer us up.
If you have been affected by anything that we've been discussing, help and support is available from BBC Action Line. You can visit bbc.co.uk/action.